Hello and welcome everyone, this is Yaniman bringing you another Fleet Ops audio commentary. Today we are looking at a sort of a map explore between, well, crap if I remember, Ankarua and Beat2k10. Ankarua starting off with the green Romulans, Beat2k10 starting down here as the yellow Klingons. Now we are playing on Beta Aquila. It's a custom map and it's a little bit different from a lot of what we've seen. So really these two players are, both of these have never played this map. It's actually a 3-player map, so they're sort of starting off in, say, the 11 o'clock, the 7 o'clock, and then there's another starting position over here at the 3 o'clock abouts. And so it's a little bit of space, but it doesn't have a lot of resources. I believe each player has 2 moon pairs, their main base and a natural. Now, one of the features here that I would be concerned about as a player is this fluid nebula around my dilithium mining. If I'm a Borg player, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to exploit the crap out of this. I'll come and hide in here, all in these nebulas. The pathing in between this would be really interesting, and in the sense that it's probably a little bit annoying to try to get it to do what you want. There's no real control that says ignore nebula boundaries, so if you want to pass through this, you're going to really mess like any of your fleet organization up. And as you can see, this guy is just getting his shields tagged down, and so very easy to raid. So even if I'm a non-Borg player, I'm just going to come in here, I'm just going to run through this really, really quickly, be able to take that out very easily. Now, let's see, up here, you can see that Ankarua has found his titanium mining. It is in this map object here, looking very oddly like a 3-toed sloth, or just the 3 toes of a sloth, and so a tad bit of confusion there. So as a first timer, this map was not overly friendly, but it was able to manage. And then we have Beat2k10 setting up his titanium up here. So a little bit of exploring going on here. Ankarua just basically wandering around, probably looking for his expansions. I don't actually know where those are in this map. Obviously, if this map gets played a lot, the players will know where all of those intricate designs, where your expansions are, etc., etc. But as a first glance, not immediately obvious. Ankarua calling out a little bit that he's not overly pleased with not knowing where anything is at. So sort of as an adoption, the first stab at this map is not getting, first impression is not favorable, even though it's a beautiful map. I love this background. It's one of my favorites. It really accents the ships very, very nicely, giving just this huge sense of depth. And especially with Borg, you get to see their ships very nicely with this light blue in the background, sort of dark light blue. It accents the ships very, very nicely. Additionally, lots of just visual activity here. I love the planets here. I love this sort of smooth curve up here. It kind of looks like a spine just arching across this. Very beautiful. I like sort of the rocks here into this green planet. It actually very well sort of highlights the green Romulans over here. Very fitting for them here. Unfortunately, we haven't got a chance to look over here at the other starting position as neither of them have touched it. There's also a sort of this circular area here surrounded by 2 damaging nebulas. A little bit of extra moons here, dilithium and tritanium, and there's this wormhole that I believe lets out over here somewhere. So, unfortunately in 3.1.2 there is a little bit of an out of sync, so you have to be aware of nebulas, wormholes because of that. But that itself would add an interesting dimension to just sort of this whole play. It sort of warps the map a little bit in the sense that this middle all the way juts out to somewhere around here, if I could find it, this wormhole. So I actually really love how this wormhole connects to this far off corner. It sort of really warps the distance between the players here. On a personal note, I actually, when you're placing as a custom map maker, wormholes, I generally like it if I don't have to utilize a wormhole to get across the map, but that it goes in this really odd direction, like this one is doing. There's no immediate, you don't have to use this wormhole in order to play this map, but if you want to do something strange, like just go off way to the side, you can. So here we have a little bit of action. This Griffin making its way, trying to do a little bit of raiding, managing almost to a degree to do some of that, but it's going to end up getting chased off by this Cavort, as both of these players finding that they are able to sort of use the distance. Oh, and this guy is almost dead. Getting almost, so this Griffin almost being able to successfully raid, putting this guy dead in the water. These guys are going to hang out here. This Griffin is going to waltz away. Here's another Griffin here hanging out here. So the distance, the sheer distance between some of the, here's a try. Some of these expansions are quite nice. I actually really like it. Here's another odd dilithium, another mining moon. Not as immediately obvious. It is kind of obvious on the minimap because you can see the blue. However, the rock itself is a little bit different. We'll see how the players eventually adapt to this sort of thing. But you can see that Beat2k10 has found it. Did find it after a while. There was some chat going on about it earlier. Both players are managing with this the novelty of this map. Another thing you'll notice here is that none of these moons are actually not even equidistant from the starbase. This one as well. All of these leading to a lot of raid potential, making you as a defender, it forces you to build ships. It doesn't allow you to sit back and turtle at all. It really forces you to have some sort of mobile offense or defense to defend your mining, and I also find that very appealing as well. Oh, and here we have this the wormhole that I was talking about earlier. You see how it just kind of juts out over here to the right. Klingons defending their tritanium as they wait on this one guy to repair, sitting with almost a full load. And